The bus rattled as it sped down the highway, its worn-out tires humming against the asphalt. Ion clutched his backpack tightly, his fingers tracing the torn edges of the only notebook he owned. Inside it, pages were filled with ideas, sketches, and scribbled plans for the future. His future. He was leaving a small village in India for the first time, heading to Mumbai, the city of dreams. For years, he had watched Bollywood movies where people like him, people with nothing, transformed their lives through hard work and talent. He wanted to be a writer, to tell stories that moved people, stories that mattered. But in a world where survival was a priority, dreams often had to take a backseat. His mother, a seamstress, had always believed in him. "Ion, you have a gift," she would say, running her fingers through his messy hair. "The world needs your words." His father, however, was more practical. "Dreams don't put food on the table," he often reminded him. Yet here he was, chasing his dreams anyway. The harsh reality of dreams. Mumbai was nothing like he imagined. It was bigger, louder, and far more unforgiving than the movies made it seem. The city smelled of sweat, ambition, and desperation. Ion spent his first night on the pavement outside a train station, his backpack serving as a pillow. Days turned into weeks, and the weight of survival crushed his spirit. He took up odd jobs, washing dishes in a small cafe, carrying luggage at the station, and even cleaning offices at night. Still, he never stopped writing. Every spare moment, he jotted down ideas in his notebook, crafting characters and weaving stories inspired by the people around him. But rejection was relentless. He submitted his short stories to newspapers, magazines, and publishing houses, only to receive silence in return. When he did get a response, it was a polite, impersonal rejection. Doubt crept in. Maybe his father was right. Maybe dreams were just illusions meant to distract people from reality. The kindness of strangers. One evening, exhausted and hungry, Ion collapsed on a bench outside a cafe. A man sitting nearby, dressed in a simple white shirt and jeans, noticed him. "You look like you could use some food," the man said, offering him a sandwich. Ion hesitated, but hunger won. "Thank you," he mumbled, his pride wounded but his stomach grateful. "I'm Rohan." The man introduced himself. "And you?" "Ion." They talked, and Ion, for the first time in months, shared his dream. Rohan listened intently, then smiled. "I work for a publishing house. Why don't you show me something you've written?" Ion's heart pounded as he handed over his notebook, watching Rohan flip through the pages. The silence stretched unbearably before Rohan finally looked up. "You have something special," he said, "but you need to refine your craft. Good stories are not just about ideas. They're about execution." It wasn't the overnight success Ion had hoped for, but it was the first sign that his dream wasn't impossible. The harder the climb, the sweeter the view. Over the next few months, Ion worked harder than ever. Rohan became his mentor, guiding him on structure, character depth, and the power of editing. Ion rewrote his stories again and again, learning that writing wasn't just about inspiration. It was about discipline and persistence. Still, the struggle continued. His bank balance dwindled, and there were nights when he went to bed hungry. But this time, he refused to give up. Then one day, an email changed everything. A renowned literary magazine had accepted one of his short stories. It was a small publication, but it was a start. When the issue was published, Ion held the magazine in his hands, tracing his name on the page. It was the first tangible proof that his dreams were valid. Success at last. The first publication led to another, and soon, Ion's stories caught the attention of a publisher willing to take a chance on a debut novel. It wasn't a bestseller, but it resonated with readers, earning him enough recognition to secure a stable income as a writer. Years later, when his second book became a national bestseller, he returned to his village. His mother cried when she saw him, holding his book in her wrinkled hands as if it were a sacred text. His father, once skeptical, patted his back and said, "I was wrong. You made it." Ion knew he hadn't just proven something to his father. He had proven it to himself. The moral of the story: dreams are never easy. They demand sacrifice, resilience, and an unshakable belief in oneself. Ion's journey wasn't just about becoming a writer. It was about learning that failure is part of the process, and that success is not about avoiding obstacles, but about overcoming them. And so, with a heart full of gratitude and a mind bursting with new stories, Ayan continued to write, not just for himself, but for every dreamer who dared to believe,